I think it's more important to win the Champions League than the local championship. This year will be very interesting because many big trainers came back to Italy. Conte, Mr. Sarri. With Mr. Sarri there is a special antagonism right now. No? It will be very funny to meet Juventus this year. Juventus is very strong. I don't know Sarri if will be capable to organize the team immediately or if he will need more time. I think Napoli this year and next year will have more chance to win something very important, either locally, either outside. But what will win, I don't know.
How can we not cut to Gab now and he's not wearing Ray-Bans? Goodness me, where is the production in this thing? Gab, let's talk about Napoli and their chances this season.
Well, look, I mean, Napoli ran them, let's not forget, Napoli ran Juventus very close 2 years ago. Last year, they put their eggs in a different basket, probably didn't push as much. Juventus won the title, but Ancelotti's now bedded in. I think by signing Kostas Manolas at the back, between Manolas and Koulibaly, they have one of the best defenses in Europe. If they get Chucky Lozano, I think that gives them a whole other dimension up front. You could argue that they have the best manager in Serie A, the best central defender in Serie A, the best midfielder in Serie A in Fabian Ruiz. So, you know, I think they're in a good position when you consider the fact that for Juventus, obviously the Champions League remains their priority, and the fact that Sarri's got so many different things to sort out, and that it usually, didn't at Chelsea, but usually he is a slow starter and it takes him some time to get going.
Mina, Napoli, what do you think?
I do think Carlo Ancelotti is the best manager in the league, but I also think that he's a coach who's better in the Champions League and better in European competitions than he is in winning league titles. So if I'm going to worry about somebody running Juventus close to winning the actual Scudetto, then I'm more worried by Antonio Conte, because he's good when it comes to these long, seasons and doing the best and getting the best out of his players. Where he doesn't do well, actually, Antonio Conte, is the Champions League. So for Carlo Ancelotti, I still think that there are deficiencies in that squad. I don't believe in that front line. I do think they need a player like Icardi or a better striker. I do think it's a wonderful defence. Not so great on the wings either. But I believe in Ancelotti, and I think they could be very good. Again, judging by pre-season, they create so much. But where are the goals? Is this team good enough to do something in the Champions League? Let's hope so, because I don't think they're going to do that much against Conte in the league.
So I think the biggest thing that you can say right now towards Napoli is the fact that they haven't really lost any big players like they have in past seasons, where you saw Edinson Cavani, Ezequiel Lavezzi, Gonzalo Higuain, so many massive players leaving. Granted, they always seem to spend the money yet again, but I'd say that, you look at some of the players that they were able to keep, like Kalidou Koulibaly, who is the best center back in Serie A. That is a player that everyone thought was going to be on the verge of going to the Premier League, a player that was hounded by some of the elites in Europe. And the fact that they were able to keep Kalidou Koulibaly and lose Raúl Albiol, replace him with Kostas Manolas, that is massive for Napoli. That is a statement right there that they want to be the anti-Juve and that they're serious about really challenging for the title.